So for this video, I wanted to show everybody how I plan my dinners for the entire month. So I like to break everything up into different categories. This was just a printable that I found on Canva that I edited for the categories that I want. So I always like to have crock pot meals in my freezer, as well as some meals that are just ready to go in my freezer that can just be defrosted and baked. My cook once, eat twice. I have a couple of videos on my channel of some recipes where I make a big batch of something and then use the leftovers to make something a little bit different. So I have that. This year, I want to try to make 50 dinners for the 50 states. So I'm gonna put that in this category over here. And then I just have some easy weeknight meals. So the first thing I'm gonna do is plan out my crock pot meals. So I like to prep all my crock pot meals ahead of time. I like to put them in freezer bags, so then when I need it, I just defrost it. So I like to look through Pinterest and see what recipes look good. So for my crockpot meals, I have Tuscan Ribollita soup, white bean lemon soup, green chili soup, crockpot burritos, and sweet potato coconut curry. So I'm hoping that these 5 meals, I'm going to prep them in my freezer bags so they're ready to go whenever I need to pull them out. And I'm also hoping that each one of these meals will stretch to 2 different dinners. So that's 10 meals right there that I have for the month. And now I'm going to prep a couple of things in my freezer that are just gonna be like sheet pan, foil pan meals that are just ready to go. So the 2 that I've chosen for this month is a cabbage pierogi bake. And also pot sticker stir fry. These essentially are taking already frozen ingredients, sauces and stuff, and just throwing them in a foil pan, throwing that in the freezer, and then on the night I want to eat that, I'll take it out in the morning, let it defrost, and set the oven to heat 15 minutes before we plan on eating dinner. Those are 2 meals right there. I might double them so I make 4. So that's gonna be 4 meals. This is 10 meals. So there's a couple things I have in mind for cook once, eat twice. The first one, I want to make a broccoli pesto pasta bake. I saw on Pinterest a recipe for a broccoli pesto and it looks really, really good. And it also has an attached recipe for a ricotta made out of tofu. So I want to try to do that, but I want to do it in like a pasta bake. So I'm going to do the pesto pasta bake with some veggies. And then the second meal I'm gonna make out of that pesto, if I'm making it anyway, is going to be pizza with pesto and broccoli. So that's a cook once, eat twice. So there's 2 meals and I really only have to do a lot of cooking for one of them. And then my pizza, I actually make homemade pizza crust in the bread machine. It's really easy. So all I have to do is save some of the pesto there and slap it onto the pizza, broccoli, done. So all I'm gonna do is make the ratatouille. I'll probably serve that over some pasta. And then with the leftover ratatouille, I'm going to stuff it in some shells, throw it in a foil pan, chuck it in the freezer, and then that'll be a freezing meal for another night. The last cook once, eat twice is actually one of my 50 states dinners. So I am going to be doing Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, and Arkansas this month. My first 4, I'm gonna go in alphabetical order. I feel like that'll give me more variety. So for Arkansas, I saw that thing that they do is spaghetti with spicy marinara sauce and fried chicken. Now obviously I eat plant-based. My husband actually is not plant-based. So I won't be making fried chicken for myself. I'll probably get a frozen fried chicken for him, and I could either do like a vegan nugget or I could do some baked tofu. So I'm gonna do spaghetti with marinara and chicken. So weird combo, not spaghetti and meatballs, but it is what it is. And then for my cook once, eat twice, I'm gonna do a chicken parm pizza. Because I'll already have made the marinara sauce, I'll have the chicken, and then all I'll have to do is make the pizza dough, which I can actually probably double when I make the pizza dough for the pesto pizza. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meals here for the cook once, eat twice. And I know I'm going to get 4 out of here. So let me segue over here to the 50 states meals. So Arkansas said we're gonna do the spaghetti with the marinara sauce and the fried chicken. I'll go back to Alabama. Now, Alabama is known for their white barbecue sauce. So I'm gonna do white barbecue mash bowls. And mashed potato bowls are something that I like to do a lot. So basically I make a huge batch of mashed potatoes and then you could just change the toppings on them and it gives you variety but still keeps the same base and the same essential ingredients. A bag of like 5 pounds of potatoes, super cheap. You could just mash it all up, portion it, put it in the freezer, and then just defrost what you need. The texture changes a little bit when you put it in the freezer, but not too bad, it's fine. Along with those mash bowls, I have a couple other mashed potato bowls that I'm going to throw in my easy dinners. We're gonna do a garlicky green mash bowl. We're gonna do a buffalo. And then a classic, like the KFC classic. The next state dinner is Alaska. I had sushi bowls already on my menu, so I'm just gonna do sweet chili sushi bowls. And again, I'll probably have tofu. And then the last one is Arizona. And I've always wanted to try to make Navajo tacos. And I'll probably have extra rice and beans from the crock pot burritos that I could always use for that as well, but that's so super cheap just to get some like refried beans and lettuce and whatever. So Navajo tacos for that. As far as the other dinners that I'm going to have, I'm gonna try to make the Chinese barbecue sauce, that like really red sauce, and I'll probably just do tofu with mine, chicken with my husband, and then Chinese barbecue bowls. And then I also saw on Pinterest that looked good, sticky lemon tofu. And again, tofu for me, chicken for my husband. And I'll serve both of these with some steamed rice and then just some broccoli, and that'll be really easy. These are my pretty easy dinners. So I have 4 here under the states and 5 here. So in total, I have 28 meals, which is kind of what I always want to go for. So I always have 28 dinners planned. And then that's also hoping that some of the stuff will make leftovers. I know that there will be extra burritos and also just any other days that we don't plan on eating something here and we plan on, I don't know, we eat something different. I just have extra stuff in my freezer. So these are my 28 meals. When you lay it out like this, it really doesn't seem super complicated to plan meals for a month. You're gonna have leftovers. I always try to plan a day where we have leftovers, and leftovers doesn't necessarily mean that we're gonna eat the leftovers from that week. I like to freeze all of the leftover soups that I have right away so that this way I create a kind of like stock in my freezer, so I could just pull out different stuff, leftovers from weeks past, so that we don't get sick of eating the same thing over and over again. And it's also really nice, you never know what's gonna come up. If you have some extra meals in your freezer, you're not gonna wanna go call for takeout or whatever. So after I have my meals here, I like to take my calendar. This is something else that I also created on Canva. I could always link them below if anybody's interested in that. So what I like to do, I'm thinking about January, and realistically, January 1st is New Year's Eve. We'll probably have leftovers from the holidays on that Saturday. So I'm gonna start my month with the 3rd. So I like to put my days of the week in different categories. I know how busy I am certain days of the week, and I know what days I'm gonna need certain dinners. So I like to cook on Sundays, and Sundays we usually eat pasta. So I like to keep my pastas over here. So I'll just write out the little categories so you guys can see. So I like to do pasta on Sundays, and then on Mondays are always like, you're thrown into the world and it's crazy. So I like to save Mondays for my crock pot days. Thursdays I like to do leftovers because by that point in the week I'm exhausted and I don't even want to think about dinner. And then Friday I like to do something fun. Alright, so here are my categories. So the first thing I like to do is I like to look at my crock pot meals, and I like to plan out which days I'm gonna use some of this stuff. Let me look at my pasta bakes. So I'm gonna do the broccoli pesto over here. And since I'll be making that broccoli pesto on Sunday, I will do the broccoli pesto pizzas on Friday because that's kind of fun, pizza on Friday, and also I've already cooked it, so it won't be too bad. Alright, so now I'm probably not going to want to eat pizza again until the end of the month. So I think I'm going to do the other cook once, eat twice pizza-ish thing. So I'm going to do the spaghetti with chicken, which is the Arkansas dinner. I'm going to do that on this Sunday. And then I'm going to do the chicken parm pasta on this Friday. Then I'm gonna do the ratatouille pasta. And then I guess on the Friday, I'm just gonna do the ratatouille shells. We're gonna go to Thursdays. So Thursdays are super easy. We're either gonna do leftovers or defrost. I have two of my easy meals that are a little bit more on the like Asian side. So I'm gonna wanna split those up. So I think on this day, I will do the Chinese barbecue. I think I'm gonna do the crock-pot burritos this day. Wednesday, I think I'm gonna save Wednesday for some of my mashed potato bowls since I have so many of them. And then the only other thing I have to worry about is my Saturdays. That's when I'm going to do my freezer meals. Basically, you see how easy it is to plan for the whole entire month. So we have a lot of similar stuff going on where we're just changing some ingredients. I'm always planning that this is gonna make 2 meals for my crock pot. If you're gonna throw it in the crock pot, you might as well throw more in, just because it's so much easier to cook bulk in the crock pot when you don't actually have to do anything. If it's just a matter of chopping ingredients and throwing it in the freezer, that's not gonna take that much more time. So I'm always gonna plan that this is gonna serve 2. I have some stuff that I'm gonna have stock of in my freezer that I could just pull out if we have a busy Saturday. And now I stick to this, but not 100%. If I know that there's one day that I'm gonna be busier, or I still have leftovers, or I have other stuff going on, or I just don't feel like eating something that day, I will switch it around and draw little arrows, but I do pretty much stick to the plan. It's so much easier that way. And as far as grocery shopping, if I'm gonna plan for the whole month, I'm just gonna grocery shop for the whole month. When I take everything home from the grocery store, I just like to prep it all. Anything I could put in the freezer, I put in the freezer. Anything I could cook right away and put in the freezer, I do that. Sometimes I'll go twice a month just to stock up on fresh stuff because, like I said, this is just for dinner. This isn't for lunch or breakfast, which we usually keep simple anyway, but it is easy for me to kind of plan the whole month and just throw it all on Instacart and have my groceries delivered. And there you go, I'm done for the whole month. I cook on whatever days I have time, I prep ahead, and this has really been the easiest thing for me to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you a little bit of insight on what I do and how I plan my meals out in a month. I'm hoping to do these every month so that I can give you guys some more insight. Not all of these recipes are my own. I will link any of the recipes that I have, and I will try to do a what's for dinner video to show you guys some of the stuff that I put together. Thanks for watching.